Hello everybody, Dylan here. Now today we're going to be doing a top 10 that I've been recommended to do for a while. This top 10 is top 10 Sonic the Hedgehog character concepts part 6. I know that's a long title, but this has been a long series. If you haven't seen the other ones, go watch that now. But let's get into this one today on DHT. Number 10 is Shadow the Hedgehog, and as you can tell, Sega was really hitting it out of the park with the creativity on this one. I can really just imagine what the thought process was when they were designing this guy. They're like, we need an evil Sonic, so how about we take Sonic, we make him black, and give him emo bangs. I'm sure that this Shadow would be loved by everyone. Actually, no. He looks like a DeviantArt OC, and I'm glad that he never came to be. But he's something we can laugh at, so he at least earned his place here at number 10. Number 9 is the Wisp from Sonic Colors. I feel like I really need to tell you that these are the Wisp because if you just look at them at first glance, you really wouldn't be able to tell. This is a really early sketch of what they wanted the Wisp to be, so don't judge it too hard. But even from this early sketch, I have no idea what they were going for here. They look more like chows with their simplistic faces, and when they look like this, you really can't even tell what their purpose was. I gave them all colors, but I just gave them random colors. The only one that barely even looks like a Wisp is the yellow one, and I made him the yellow Wisp because I thought he was kind of shaped like Drill. I don't like these designs, and I'm really glad with the Wisp that we got at the end of the day because these kind of look like weird Chow rejects more than anything. Number 8 is a character that I never really liked too much to begin with, but I also really don't like this design. This character is Chip. Now Chip is also known as Light Gaia in Sonic Unleashed, and he ends up basically being one of the highest ranking gods that we've seen in the Sonic world, that being a god of creation, a god of light. He is the one to battle off Dark Gaia. Now imagine how weird it was to find out that guy was the god of creation, and then imagine how weird it would be to find out that this thing is the god of creation. A little cartoony 1950s looking fish. Now, the only thing I can really say about this is, there's a fish and chips joke for you Brits to enjoy, but other than that, I really hate this design and I'm glad we got the Chip that we have. Number 7 is a character that's been on here a lot. This character is Cream the Rabbit. This time Cream is a red panda, so I gave her a color scheme very similar to a Gretzico. And I really think that a red panda would be an interesting character to have in the Sonic franchise, especially in the IDW comics. In the IDW comics, we've been getting a lot of unique Sonic species. We got a lemur, we got a sheep girl, we got some skunks. She doesn't have to be a main character. I would really just love to see this character come to life. But would I want it to be Cream? No. I still think that Cream's design is the best design we could have got for this character, but I do feel like this character could be used for something else. Now number 6 is just a straight up ugly design. This is Bunny Rabbot's design from the Sonic SatAM cartoon. Now I think they kind of missed the mark on this design, seeing how she is supposed to be named Bunny Rabbot, and that's supposed to be a pun on how she's half rabbit, half robot. She's a Rabbot. Instead, she's not even half rabbit. She's more like 2/3 robot, so the naming pun doesn't work. I don't like how her ears are wrapped up to imitate a ponytail. It looks ugly, and she looks more like a rabbit grabbed Tony Stark's first suit and then just decided to be a ghetto superhero. I don't like this design. I think it's terrible, and I'm really glad we never got to see it in the comics or the cartoon. We go from a really terrible concept to yet again a really good concept. This is Infinite the Buffalo. Now, do I want Infinite to be a buffalo? No. I really like that Infinite is a jackal. I like jackal symbolism throughout all of history. I like the jackal symbolism throughout Egyptology. So no, I wouldn't want him to be an American buffalo. But I do think that this could have worked as like an assistant to Infinite. You know how Infinite originally had the Jekyll Squad before he transformed? What if instead he had more animals that were embedded with fake phantom rubies? I think that would be a really interesting concept, and I love this guy's color scheme. He has purple gloves to imitate the purple of the Phantom Ruby, and you can see a slight glow behind his mask instead of the glow that takes over Infinite's entire eye. I really like this design, I really like this concept, and I would really love if this buffalo made it into a what if or somebody's fan fiction. So yeah, I like the character, but I wouldn't want it to be Infinite. For number 4, we go back to the canceled Sonic Extreme game to see one of the bosses that was going to be in the game. This boss has no name, it is just a robot sitting in a chair. When you first encounter him, he is a complete robot, but as you fight him, he ends up tearing his body in half, and when he tears his body in half, he can actually use his middle half to fly around and shoot laser beams at Sonic. I think that's a really cool concept for a boss, and I really like that this isn't just your standard run-of-the-mill robot. But unfortunately, because Sonic Extreme was canceled, we have no idea what else this guy could do, what purpose he served to the plot, and sadly, he's just going to be forgotten about. So unnamed robot, you earned your spot here at number 4. Now, number 3 is a design that Naoto Oshima really liked, and he kept pushing into everything. Originally, he was entered to be Sega's mascot, and that didn't work. Then his design got worked into Sharp's Chicken, one of Sonic's bandmates, and that didn't work. Then finally, Max the Parrot was invented. And Max the Parrot is just a really cool looking parrot. He has sunglasses on, he wears a Letterman jacket, he has shoes very similar to Sonic, and he was invented around the same time that Sega Sonic was, so he was pushing for him to be friends with Sonic along with Ray and Mighty. And we all know what happened to Ray and Mighty. They disappeared for like 20 years, so this guy's disappeared for even longer, and unlike Ray and Mighty, I don't think he's coming back. I really like his design, but unfortunately, I don't think he's ever gonna be in anything. Number 2 is yet again another character from the scrap Sonic Extreme game. This is Metal Sonic. Now, I've been wanting this version of Metal Sonic to be on this list for a long time, but unfortunately I was unable to restore his concept art because it was so distorted. But luckily I hit an artist up on Twitter and she was able to fix him up for me and design an all new concept art based off of the original, and I hope you guys like this. If you want to see more of her artwork, go in the description below. She will be credited for this piece. Now, as we can see, this Metal Sonic is unique, and he still looks like Sonic, which is something I said was very important with the other Metal Sonic designs, but he has some aspects from other robot Sonics. He has weird little chain link arms, and he has cool little shoes that look like Sonic's, and unlike all the other robot Sonics, he actually has a mouthpiece, so I think that this Metal Sonic could actually talk. I really would have loved to have seen this design, and I'm really sad that it didn't get worked into anything, but I do feel like it was kinda worked into Shard the Metal Sonic. As you can see, he has a little triangle on his stomach, and Shard the Metal Sonic premiered at about the same time this game was canceled. So I would really love it if his design did get worked into Shard, but if it didn't, I would still really recommend people to check this art out. It's really good, and if you want to see more art from the artist, go down in the description yet again. Number 1 is Robotnik from Sad AM. Now, this piece of artwork is important because it's one of the pieces of art that actually inspired me to make this series to begin with. Now, this art was in a terrible looking sketchbook, and there was no way that I could actually restore it. It was thanks to my friend Marsh, who is an artist and will be credited for this art down below, that he was able to finally come to life. And as you can tell with this art, they took the name Robotnik very seriously. He looks really menacing, and they made his robot parts obvious. His arm is obviously robotic, you can see that it's very Terminator-esque, and his face has robotics too. I couldn't tell if that was supposed to be a pig nose or a robot nose, so I made it a pig nose because I thought it would be funny because he's fat. And I really like that his eyes are black because they're robotic in this. In the finished cartoon and in most depictions of Robotnik, he actually still has the black eyes and the red dots, but I really like that they did it because he was a robot like Metal Sonic. I really like that explanation, and I kind of wish that that translated over to the cartoon. But the thing that I don't like about this design is the robot ponytail. I think it looks goofy, I think it would really date the cartoon, I'm really glad it wasn't in there. I like Cluck, and I like that he has a little spiked ball tail. And that ends yet again another Sonic character concept list. playlist. If you guys want to see the rest of the videos in this series, that will be available to click on after I'm done talking. If you guys like this video, hit the like button. If you really like it, then share it on either Twitter, Facebook, Sonic Amino, wherever you happen to go. And if you want to see more content like this, then subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and bye.